Kevin Durant saga continues today as breaking news came out. Jaylen Brown actually tweeted about it in a roundabout way. He tweeted out saying SMH, shaking his head earlier today because it came out that the Celtics actually offered Jaylen Brown in a trade to the Brooklyn Nets for Kevin Durant. Obviously, the Nets turned it down considering what the Jazz got in return for Rudy Gobert. There's going to be a much bigger package needed for an all-star, superstar, all-time great caliber player like Kevin Durant. Obviously, the Nets maybe will go a little bit lower if they're going to get a guy on the level as Jaylen Brown, because if you really look at it, Jaylen Brown has played better than Tatum for most of the playoffs, and while it was fairly close through about the, I'd say, rounds 1 through 3, the finals, Jaylen Brown far and away was the best player performance-wise on the Celtics team. So Jaylen Brown has a lot of value right now, but if you're the Nets, you don't want just Jaylen Brown. You've got to expect, and as it came out, the Nets are expecting at minimum Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, maybe even another contributing role player, and 5 first-round picks. That is a massive package for anybody, much less for Kevin Durant, a guy who's already 35, 34, around that age, so he doesn't have a lot of prime years left, but while he's right now, he is one of the best, if not the best offensive player in the NBA, and this trade would be a very big jump forward for the Celtics now, but as a lot of people are concerned, it's a very big step backwards as far as the future is concerned. You get rid of Marcus Smart, a guy who, while I don't like at all, and I personally don't think he's a great defender, he's been a part of your team for a while now. He was on the Celtics during the down years. He has been through thick and thin. He's worked hard for the team, and he's done the dirty work. They don't really, trading him away would be a big hit, in my opinion, probably to team morale, just because of how much time Marcus Smart has been with the team or spent with the team and how much effort he's put in. And then you go away and you trade Jaylen Brown, the guy that helped your team get to the finals. Without him, you're at best maybe a second-round exit. There's no way you make it to the finals without Jaylen Brown and some of those massive games he had where he stepped up and he came through when Jason Tatum couldn't, when other guys couldn't pick up the slack. He was there to do that. And while he did have his fair share of bad games, he is still extremely young. He's got a lot of room to grow, and I think one day he can be a superstar. But at the end of the day, you have to weigh that with Kevin Durant being the trade package that you receive. Durant is obviously one of the greatest offensive players we've ever seen in the NBA, and you've got to kind of think whether or not Jaylen Brown can reach that ceiling. Probably not, but will Kevin Durant even be that high whenever he comes back next year? We don't know what's going to happen over the offseason. It's going to be a tough situation for the Celtics if they decide to offer that, that package of the 3 players. Whoever that third would be would probably just be a younger guy, and then a bunch of first-round picks. We've seen it happen before. We've seen it work out, and we've also seen big trades like this not work out when they go for an aging superstar. The only thing that would make me feel a little bit better is we already know that Kevin Durant last season was playing at an extremely high level, so there's a chance that he comes in next year and continues to do that, or at least at a similar level and doesn't fall off completely. Almost the way that the Celtics, way back when they traded Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, they fell off the side of a cliff when they went to Brooklyn. So that's kind of an interesting scenario there, and it's kind of funny to think about. That trade happened between Boston and Brooklyn, and now this trade has a chance to happen. But I don't know if the Celtics are really going to ever pull the trigger on it. It could just be talks. I mean, they've came out and said Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum were openly FaceTiming. They were talking about a possible deal getting done, but without giving up too much of the team, because we all know, we saw it with LeBron, superstars alone don't always win you championships. They can, but you need some of those glue guys. You need the role players. So if they can still do that trade without giving up Al Horford, Grant Williams, Robert Williams, any of those guys, or Derek White or Malcolm Brogdon, or you'd really like to not give up Marcus Smart, but it looks like you have to, they can give it up without any of those first guys going. Maybe it's a good deal for them, but at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see what the Celtics decide to do, and I'm really interested to see how they go about this, because there's still multiple other teams, and I imagine every team in the NBA has called and asked up what their price would be for Kevin Durant. I mean, it's a guy that's a generational talent, one-of-a-kind NBA player, and a lockdown elite offensive player, so every team is going to want him on their roster. Probably even like the Hornets, the Magic, I'm sure, have called. The Jazz have obviously called with all the picks they just got from the Gobert trade. We know the Suns want him. We know the Miami Heat want him. We know the Lakers have looked at getting him and Kyrie. The Warriors have wanted him. There is a lot of stuff going on in these trade sweepstakes, and it's going to be interesting really to see where Kevin Durant ends up, because so many different teams can offer a really good package. The Suns, for example, can give you a very, very young but up-and-coming guy in Mikal Bridges and a dominant established center in DeAndre Ayton. But then you come over here and you go with Boston. They can give you a guy that's proved himself in the playoffs already and has been an elite scorer in Jaylen Brown and an elite defender. Then you get Marcus Smart in the trade and 5 first-round picks. It's just going to be a very, very difficult process to choose, and in my opinion, I really don't know if there's a wrong direction the Nets can go. At the end of the day, they're going to get a massive package, so they have all the leverage. Kevin Durant's under contract. He can't leave. He can't just sit out, and if he does sit out, he's going to be sitting out till he's, 38, 39, something like that, 36 maybe, a few years at least. So, I mean, there's not much he can do. The Nets really have all the leverage in this situation. They have all of the backing power or the trade power as far as wanting to bargain for more. And with a guy like Kevin Durant, you have the ability to do that. I don't think he's going to be traded within the next few days. It's probably going to be about another week before we really hear anything. It had been quiet for the last few weeks, and it's very likely that this trade happened, or this trade offer happened a while ago, and we're just now hearing about it, or at least Jaylen Brown is just now hearing about it. And obviously he's very upset because the Celtics don't value him as much as he expected they should. But at the end of the day, I kind of understand it, because it kind of means they do value him if they think he's a good enough offer for Kevin Durant. But at the same time, after leading them through the playoffs, helping them get to the finals, it's kind of a cheap shot to go behind his back and trade him without even talking to him about it first. It's a business, though. The NBA's always been a business. Players get traded left and right, and Jaylen Brown's no different, in my opinion. So it's going to be an interesting situation. Where do you guys think Kevin Durant will end up? I don't know exactly where he's going to end up. It's going to be so exciting when he does finally get traded. I pray it's not Boston, but they have a great package for him if they're willing to do it. They did decline the Jaylen Brown straight-up offer, so the Nets obviously are wanting more from Boston. What do you guys think they should include? If you do enjoy this type of NBA news content, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, turn post notifications on so you never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching this one. I'll see you next time, and hopefully maybe next video I drop about Kevin Durant, it'll be about the trade actually happening. Peace.